How y'all doing today? Right now I want to talk to you a little bit about structure. The structure when we do martial arts or any combat or combat type sports. I want to give you a particular number right now. That number is 135 degrees. That is the bend in the body that I like to look for. Because it makes sense and it's very reasonable. If you're in a good combat position, if you hold, let me get my tight pads. I'm going to start right here. Holding pads. Holding tight pads. Because this is one of the most important things we got to know how to do. Hold pads properly. If we do not know how to hold pads properly, we're going to get whooped upside the head. So when we hold pads, we hold like this. This gives me 135 degrees, right? If I hold too much this way and somebody blasts in with a kick, boom, I'm going to get whacked in the face, probably with my own hand. That's kind of silly, isn't it? If I hold too far out, I get popped in the ribs. If I have my elbows here, I get a broke foot. I don't want my partner to get a broke foot. So I like to hold them right out here, 135 degrees. When they come tooling in, boom, there I am, right here. All right, so let's go to the next phase. There are many varieties of guards. We have many varieties of long guards. We can be out here. We can even be a little further. But this hand, I like to keep bent here. When I do some of my Mantis Kung Fu, the motion is here. This would be from eagle climb, come up here to here. If I'm here, in this motion here, if I have that proper 135 degree bend in the elbow, if I get pressed upon, my energy, my body can sink down into the ground, which I don't want to go back. I want to go down into the ground. If I'm doing a motion such as this, we do not want to strain the arm all the way out. The best bend is 135 degrees because this is the strongest right here. If I'm doing my Wing Chun, again, that's my Tung Sao. The immovable elbow, Tung Sao, Bung Sao. Let's go with the dummy for a second. There we are, so here, Tung Sao. Want to make pressure through. If I start to collapse more, the arm collapses. To make pressure, the arm collapses here. I want to be here. And of course, I don't want to be up too far, I'll slide right in. Even the Pak Sao. When I Pak out, the arm is bent for the 135 degrees. So here, bunks out. All those motions as well. So I want to get that good interjection here. Interject. You want to move the dummy. Pak out. We want to move the opponent's arm back towards them. Bunks out. Here, cut. Cut. You see, I almost missed that. I almost went too sharp. Cut in, wing. 135 degrees for all of these. We'll go back over here. Now, one of the reasons I prefer the long guard out here as opposed to a closer guard is because I was working with one of my students. We'll just call him G. Well, that's because this was the name is. He's a powerlifter, very strong man. And I covered up here. I brought it in tight. Right here. He came out and whoop right upside the head, almost knocked me out. So I'd rather be out here than if I have to, I can move it back to here. This would be my second line of defense if I want to catch out here. Also, I can strike and catch simultaneous. All right, so let's move on down the body a little bit. Let's move to the legs. So if I'm getting ready this way, advancing this way, you have the same bend. You're looking at 135 degrees here. Boom. Wing Chun. There it is, right there. There's a 135 degree bend. Now, we go to more traditional martial arts, some of our karate and our kung fu. Yes, it's true. When you're a young age, probably up to 35, you may want to get the 90 degree stance. Get that lower stance. But for optimal fighting or optimal training, and to train the energy that runs through the body, we want to go for the 135 and roll the hips under. That's a different story altogether. But we want knees up, legs bent 135 degrees. Then we can focus on the rest of it. So there's some concepts for you. I'm sure I'll think of more stuff to add, but that's a good place. 135 degrees. Where is my... Oh, there it is, right there. So this is the number that I want you to put in your mind. Now, one of the things I'm going to do with all these series is I want you to get from where you are to get you to where you want to be. A little more, a little quicker. Now, there is no substitute for practice. None whatsoever. I do things and people say slow down, and I say, oh, I'm sorry, because it becomes natural. It becomes rote. It becomes basic muscle memory. That's what you want. But the trick is to practice properly. And if we practice properly with a proper attitude, intent, and actions, then we get there a little bit quicker. So I'm going to try and feed you information that may have been lost. You may already know. If you know it and your teacher teaches it, that's awesome. Or it's just good for any martial artist to think about. All right? Now, the Buddha says, don't listen to anyone, even me. That's what the Buddha says. So only listen to yourself. It's up for you to decide. Have a great day. We'll catch you next time.